Today's Toy Spot, we are having a look at the NECA Ultimate Alien Hunter. We're having a look today at the Hive Wars Predator. The Predator features a battle staff and over 25 points of articulation. And this comes to us from the Classics line, if you really want to call it a Classics line, but this is NECA's take on the original Kenner Predator line. Down below, some really nice artwork, some real vintage kind of artwork of the Hive Wars Predator. And on the back of the package, and something else too, I like the fact that, I don't know if, let me just bring the camera in here. The way they did NECA, they did exactly the same way as Kenner, so I think that was a really nice touch. On the back, the read-up for the Hive Wars Predator says, stranded for years on Xenomorph Prime, his tribe was killed in a reckless Xeno hunt gone array. Left with nothing but a broken ship and limited supplies, this Predator has proven to be very resourceful, crafting new weapons from wreckage of his vessel. He lives in isolation, an outcast amongst the enemy, often becoming the hunted himself. He once longed for rescue from the desolate planet, but has since realized that this could be the greatest challenge a true warrior could ever hope for. You know, inadvertently, that read-up also kind of is very similar to the Lawrence Fishburne character that was in the movie Predators. That very similar idea where he was stranded and ultimately just started kind of blending in amongst the other the Predators there, and started using pieces of wreckage ships and other things that he could find. The other figures available in this set, there's a Lava Planet Predator, Night Storm Predator, and then of course the Hive Wars Predator. Having said that, Spot's going to take himself a break, and I'm going to get this opened up. When we come back, we're going to get a better look at the Hive Wars Predator. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. The Hive Wars Predator does come with two accessories, one of which being his shoulder-mounted cannon, which is a staple with all Predator figures. All you have to do is just take, there's a little lip here, a little tab at the top here, and just wedge it underneath, right here. You're going to take this and wedge it right underneath that, and just kind of snap it forward. And making sure everything is lined up just right. In fact, Spot missed it. There we go. Get it on just right. You've got the shoulder cannon in place. The other accessory that comes with the Hive Wars Predator is this really long spear. A beautiful looking piece. I can only imagine how sharp. Well, actually, it does have a fair bit of, it's quite sharp on the ends here. So I would say be a little careful with holding this. But it's a nice looking piece. And he can take it, and you can just kind of wedge it in between his hand. Luckily, his hand is pliable enough that you can get him to properly hold the spear without really having to force it in there. The end result, though, is really, I gotta say, this is a gorgeous looking piece. For starters, I'm thrilled to think that NECA is really going back and pursuing a lot of the Kenner line of Predator figures. They aren't, I would say, movie accurate by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, the colors with a lot of the NECA, the Kenner line was very over the top, and you know, very bright colors, very rich colors. But they were interesting looking Predators. I'm wondering if they would actually ever approach like the Alien figures in that same vein, whether they would give us, you know, the multiple different creature aliens that we got with the Kenner license. But I mean, this Predator looks beautiful. The blue works really, really well. And not only is it just this light blue, but they've put this, it looks like it's almost like three different shades of blue. They've got the lighter white colored blue, and then they've got the almost like a teal blue, and then goes right into this dark purpley blue. The transition work on all of it is beautiful, and it's just something about this blue that the mesh work in the black really pops on this figure. The same thing can be said for his head. It looks like it might have taken the initial Predator from perhaps Predator 2, and they might have tooled the head slightly to give us this altered helmet. But the end result, though, is it looks really nice. The green, I think, what works the best for me. The green really makes these eyes stand out. And despite the fact that it looks from a distance to be just straight out silver, there's like a little bit of extra blue that's been put to the helmet there as well. Same blue washed kind of silver carries also into the side area of his armor, and also in his shoulder, the side gauntlet, and down in his lower legs where he's got the armor on the sides, knees, and shin guards. Taking nothing away, also, the other attached accessory, I should say, the other bladed weapon that he has is these really long prongs that he's got on the sides of his wrists. Normal Predators more so had just almost like a straighter blade that retracted out. These don't retract; they're just sculpted in. But I like the sculpting of them. They're definitely a more vicious kind of blade, something like you would see him really clawing and slashing at his prey with, and not so much the bladed weapons that they would, where the bladed weapons that they would use in the movie, they definitely seemed more for impalement, whereas these blades seem like something that he would be slashing more so at to claw at his prey. So between the cannon, which I'm not sure in the context of this story whether the cannon would properly work. Maybe he's relying a lot on the weapons that he's picking up along the way as his sole source of protection. I like the cloth that they put there as well. It's remarkable how the colors all work. With the blue, that you would almost think that a Predator like this would kind of be ridiculous, that he would have the blue and then he'd have the gray and the brown and everything else, but collectively, everything really works together on this piece. Just removing the spear out of his hand. Like so. In the way of his articulation, the Hive Wars Predator does have a very nice ball joint in the head. Rotate left and right, and you kind of have to be careful when you move the head that you don't accidentally, like Spot just did, you accidentally pop the shoulder cannon off. But when you do, you just have to line it back up and pop it back into place. Just finding those little grooves and popping it back into place. The cannon itself does have articulation. It moves back and forth, up and down. Bear with Spot as he gets this cannon. There we go. The cannon moves up and down, left and right. And then when it comes to the shoulders, now I like the fact that they've approached this line so much later into the Predator line of figures, because it means we get a lot more articulation with these pieces. So when it comes to his shoulders, the shoulders on a hinge and socket, they rotate out and then forward and back. He has a bend and rotation in the arm. He has a rotation, somewhat of a hinge as well, also in the hand. He has a swivel, although it's really stiff, swivel in the waist. And then as for his legs, they go forward, back, out, swivel in the thigh, what looks to be a double bend at the knee, and a hinge and pivot in the foot. And some nice detailing on the undersides there as well. These figures, if you ever had a reasoning to want to get a stand, I think the Predators are a good line to go with, because the line as a whole is definitely geared towards displaying them. If you can get them with the leg bent, the arm maybe even in a swinging pose with the very long spear that he has, collectively everything on the figure looks so good that you would want to display him in a dynamic pose. It's not to say that you can't display him just arms down and posed such as this, but the Hive War Predator definitely looks like something you want to be displaying in some dynamic position, some dynamic pose, and maybe even have a couple of aliens around him. That's really an ideal way to have this particular piece laid out. Once again, though, I'm really happy. I'm really happy. I love the Predator line as a whole, and I like the fact that NECA is approaching the older Kenner line. Some of it was ridiculous. Yes, I admit that. Some of it was ridiculous, but the fact that they're revisiting this with a more updated look to the Predators, you can get something that was potentially funny and comical with the original Kenner line, and you're making it into a very cool looking current piece. The Hive Wars Predator, I'm going to give him a 9. The coloring works extremely well, and the extra articulation is definitely well received on this piece. Today's Toy Spot, we were having a look at the NECA Hive Wars Predator. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.